Hello everybody, Gisele Grenier here. In this video tutorial, I'm going to be creating another little artist training card, and it's taken from the questions you guys have been sending me. And this one, she gave me permission to use her name. I think it's a her, Sammy. She simply asked, can you do something travel related? Sammy, yeah, thank you so much for that question, because you guys know we're a year now into the, or it's been a year now for the pandemic, and I'm going stir crazy because right now it's, I'm going to date the video, it's early February, minus 22 outside. We shouldn't even be in Canada. We should be in Freeport right now. I don't spend the winters up here. I want to, they're spent in Freeport because of the pain that I'm in with the cold. When I'm in Freeport, I don't take any medication, and I don't have to take anything for my allergies. Literally, the stuff disappears. So I'm going stir crazy right now, wanting to travel, but it's not safe. And I thought, yeah, doing something travel related, that I would love to do that. So what I thought I would do is, the inspiration for this, although we can't go south, by the time we get to go south, it probably won't be cold anymore. We want to travel north. And I don't have part of the map that I want to use for Gaspé, because that's where we wanted to do a travel vacation to. So I picked up this here, and we've got up high in Canada for Ontario for Timmins, and then we've got this side for Perth. So I think I'm going to use this one because composition wise I like it a little bit better. So I've got my torn map, and then I've got some mediums. So I don't know if I'm going to use all of these. I'm going to bring them out, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use them. I'm not going to need that one. And then the paint. So I've got my Decor Media Gesso to prime the card. And I've got my Decor Media Matte Medium to act as the glue. And then I'm going to paint the card with a ultramarine blue and titanium white for a sky color. And then I'm going to use raw umber and phthalo green I'm going to be painting silhouettes of trees. And then I'm going to be using the Decor Dimensional Effects with the charcoal matte metallics, and I hope this is going to work. And I'm going to stencil, which will be really, really thick, these things here, which is, excuse me, I'm sorry, the Andy Skinner Mixed Media Stencil called Burning Rubber. So that's what I'm going to try, because we wanted to do tiny house living before deciding that we're going to spend winters down in Freeport. I don't think you can bring a tiny house down there or dry like a mobile tiny house, because you would have to go through the US, and then, which is not happening, and then you would have to take a boat over to Freeport, and no. So we're going to go north, and so that's that. Alrighty, so now you know the why that I'm making this. So I'm going to take some gesso, and the gesso for this here is basically to create a barrier, because when I glue the map paper down, because it's so thick, I have to use quite a bit of medium. You don't want the medium to sink so much into the card, because it's going to warp the card, and you want the glue to be on this and not sink in. So the gesso, because it's so thick, it just sits on top, and it creates that extra tooth to make sure stuff sticks to it. But if you don't have gesso, don't worry about it. Gesso is probably a staple that any artist should have at whatever level that you're working at. Yeah, that's not going to come up with it. Dry paper towel. Alrighty. So that's that. Now, while we're waiting for that to dry, I've got, actually, no, I have to use it right now. Let me just dry this. I usually have a card ready, but I don't have anything handy right now. Oh, you know what? That was gessoed on the other side. I could have used that. Oopsie. Yeah, that was gessoed on the other side. Oh well. So I'm going to get the matte medium. Oh, I'm so stiff. Here's a question for you guys. Now, I don't know what it is in the States. Up here we have, I'm calling out to my Canadian friends, the Dr. Ho TENS system. Any of you guys using that? I don't know what if you guys have that stuff in the States, but I had bought that. It's great for muscle pain and that, but for arthritis, it's giving me a really hard time because it hurts when it has to go through the bone. Are you guys, any of you guys using a TENS system for arthritis? And I would love for you guys to share if it works, what doesn't work, and if it is working for you for arthritis, you know, even bone on bone stuff, let me know. Even if you want to send it to me through email, artplace.ca, click contact. If you want to send me that information just so I can check it out. Yeah, so I can't talk and do this at the same time. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm confused now. We have to paint the background. Yeah, so I'm looking for something, because that Dr. Ho stuff, yeah, it's great for my muscle pains and that, but for arthritis, it doesn't seem to be working for me. All right, so now that we gessoed that, so now I'm going to paint this just quickly. And you can see how fast I'm doing this because majority of it's going to be covered. There we go. That's a nice sky. I can take a little bit more blue and just work the top. Bring it down. Pick a bit more white. You just want to make sure when you're working with thick, rough paper, you just want to make sure that it completely covers the paper. Nice gradation. Usually I do this on canvas, but there we go. And move that aside. A little piece of dried paint there. Get off there. There we go. Then I'll dry that. Now we can collage. Now we can collage this. So I'm going to be putting it on as is. No, we can't. I'm going to have to paint the trees. God, I am so sorry. Raw umber, phthalo green, yellow. You know what? I should just quit while I'm ahead. And I have to get a tiny brush. Tiny, tiny, tiny brush. But I need to mix that. I would like, normally I would use sap green and alizarin crimson. But I wanted to do this with the media acrylics, and Decor doesn't have an alizarin crimson with, need more raw umber. They don't have an alizarin crimson with in their fluid acrylics. There we go. So the mixture would have been raw umber with about a quarter of the phthalo green yellow. My mouth is rented today. Holy smokes. All right, so now I'm just going to be painting these little trees, and I'm thinking up here. So I'm going to, right about there. So just to paint them, just a little line, and just, because this is going to be inspired by up north. You can use a stencil if you want. This isn't dark enough. Okay, I'm going to cave And add a little bit of carbon black in here. I wanted this to be a 15-minute video. Oh my God. I am not going to let the frustration win. I am going to persevere. I am going to keep going. Because if I quit, then what am I telling you guys? I always say, if you get frustrated doing something, it's just art. Like, don't worry about it. There we go. Once I get into the groove, I'll be fine. So I'm just doing these little squiggle thingies, and I know some of you guys are going to go, why did you get closer? Because I can't spend all my time looking at the monitor, so that's why I try to get as much as I can. And you can always zoom. Oh, that's gonna be a crooked tree. You guys can always zoom. There we go. Now I'm in the groove. Shaky, 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 pretending I've had too much caffeine. Using a tiny brush for this. Making sure as you get to the top that it's small. And just fill in some spots. Start sparse, because you can always make it bigger as you go. What usually happens is that you start down, and by the time you get to the bottom, your tree is so huge. But like I said, you can use, if you have stamps or you want to just use a photograph, that's fine. I do have a stamp. It's a Tim Holtz stamp, but I didn't want to use a stamp on this. I find that when I do the paintings, it's a little bit more personal. But yeah, you can use pictures if you want, even. And I just want to get some background stuff happening here. And how far are we going to go down? I'll get that word in there. Oh, I can put a couple, well, maybe another tree right in here. And then I'm going to tweak. Let me just put I don't know how far that's going to go, so I might as well cover it. I'm just going to bring a few little filler pieces up here, these little background trees. Okay, this one's really green, so I'm just going to fix this up. Right there. And let's see, let's make this a little bit bigger. These are big trees, and there's not a lot showing on the bottom because they're so big. There we go. And just little brushes that you can use for this as well. I'm not going to bother with that. All right, so that's quick and dirty. And we're going to be putting that right there. I want to get that word Perth in there. So I want to get that in there. So just have to make one adjustment. So that's not coming down. I'm going to make that a little bit higher. When you have it down, it leads the eye off. There we go. And then there's always, could always put a quote on there too. Let me quickly dry that. Now, third time's a charm. Now we can collage. So I'm going to pray that I want to get a clean brush, nothing that had paint in it. So I'm going to put matte medium over the whole thing, because it's going to change the finish, so I might as well, so you don't have a line where the finish is changed. This will dry transparent. And then I'm going to put medium on that. And you can paint this if you want, like the actual paper. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm not sure what I want to do with it. But now that I've put the medium on top, that I can paint and it's not going to stain the paper. Making sure I really press that down. Alrighty. So I just have to let this dry, and then I'll trim the paper off. Then we'll come in and then we'll finish accenting the piece. Not to my brush somewhere. Okay, so back in about 15 minutes. All right, so that's all dry now, but I want to tint this a little bit because I don't like how raw this looks. So I took some of the matte medium and added a little bit of phthalo blue. And because there's already matte medium on there, that I can test it, and if I don't like it, I can wipe it off. If there was no matte medium on there, once it hit the paper, that would be it. Just want to unify everything. I guess I could even have used green. Yeah, just wanted to knock that back a little bit. Normally I would have gessoed the map and then wipe that back, but because I don't want to get gesso everywhere else, it just kind of sets everything back. Excuse me. It'll work fine with the trees. It actually looked like a nighttime scene. Going up north is something I wanted to see, the northern lights. That is something we're going to do. This will also add some nice contrast to the background for when I found the sticker, or the sticker I want to use. There we go. This is much better. I'm going to knock it back even more. I'm going to dry it, then I'm going to put another layer on. And basically I'm just going to keep deepening it until it's as dark as I want it to go. This could have been any color. Okay, let me just dry this. And the more layers you put on, the darker everything gets. I like that. Looks like a nighttime scene. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, the raw map it was too much. Oh, that looks beautiful. Now, I don't know about you guys, but on the camera, it looks like on the monitor, it looks really, really light. It's really dark here. It's really dark. And now with doing this, these trees aren't as green. Beauty. Okay, so now let me clean this up a little bit. And I'm going to have to dry that. Let me get rid of this because I need the room. That's a shame to lose all that paint. Sorry about the delay there. I'm going to dry that again. You can also see the crease from the map, which I don't mind that at all. Okay, now let me get this first. So what I'm thinking is I want to make it go up. Like that. Yeah, I want to make it go up. And then the words I'm going to use, every detail of the journey, I want to put that on the bottom. So I'm going to have to, I don't want to get anything on there, so let me think. If I put that here, how big is that? Okay, so width of the entire card. So I'm going to have to, if I use that as the judge, so just 3. I'm going to put 3, 3, 3, 3, just 3. I'm going to have to tape this. So I will cover that one. Try to make this go as far as possible. I hate wasting tape. Okay. Sorry, I gotta get my head in the way again. Right there. Oops. Nope. A little bit more. And here as well. How close to the edge are we? Let me just bring that in a little bit more. So I'm going to create that. Oh, hopefully that hasn't dried out. Oh, no, we're good. So I don't know if this is going to work. That should be enough. Matte metallics, which is going to make it more fluid. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get like a thick texture paste where I didn't want to paint it. It's just more of an experiment. We'll see what this looks like. Like burnt rubber or melted rubber. That actually doesn't look too bad. All right. Want it nice and thick, and I want some texture in there. The treads of a tire. Ack. Huh, neat. Oh, that's cool, eh? Look at that. Whoopsie. Right now. So that's going to take probably a good hour to dry. So what I'm going to do, I put this stuff on palette paper and I put it right in front of the heat vent to speed up the drying time because I can't use a heat gun on that. And then when we come back, I'll put the label on and then basically that'll be finished. All right, so I'm going to put this aside to dry and I'm going to flip my SD cards and I'm going to go and work on another project. So I'll be back in about an hour. Alrighty, so it's all finished. It didn't turn out too bad. I dropped it when I was putting it in front of the vent, but so it's actually not too bad. So the metallic, it didn't really stay strong, but it's I like what we've got there. That actually looks like a dolphin, this one here. I thought I would add a little stamp. I've got this nice little stamp here. I thought I would add that in the corner. Right there. Maybe make another one off. There we go. I remember when I was buying this, I hated the smell. Now I absolutely love it, which is not good. And I finally found, oh, where is it? There we go. Make this journey of your own. No. Every detail of their journey. This one. Get my, tweezers. I mean, I could put it here, could put it on the side, doesn't really matter, but I like that there. And then these ones here, if they don't seem to stick, then what you do is you take the sticker off, then put paper towel on it to get rid of all the stickiness, and then just use matte medium, and that'll make it really sticky. So there we go. Let me just make that a little bit heavier in the corner. Whoops. Oh, goodness. That's better. That's better. There we go. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I would love to see your take on using, so we'll use the prompt of travel, like what I was given. And I would love to see what you can create. So if you have a public profile somewhere, let's say you have something on, what's that profile where you can post pictures? Oh my God, Flickr. If you have something on Flickr, wherever you can, post a link below so we can take a look at it, or if you're on Facebook and post a link there, unless you have a Facebook account, you can't see it. Or even better yet is to hop into the Facebook group to post a picture of what you created over there. That way it's a safe space. But either way, I'd love to see what you've done. Let me know what you think, what you would have done different, and better yet, if you do make a recommendation of doing something different, I would like to see you do that with how you would have made it different. That way we can all learn from each other. Alrighty, so take care, be safe, and until I see you in the next video, stay inspired.